Okay, this is my chat program. So this is implemented using the socket library, using a server and a client file. So in the server, what it does is it creates the server, it binds it, and then it listens for the client. The client, well, it sets itself up, and then it tries to connect, or it enters the host's IP information and makes sure it's on the same port, and then it connects. And then the server accepts, prints that information, and then it gets client information, like client name and stuff, which the client will send to it right here. And the client will also get the server information. So after that, we have what's called a file system here. More or less what it does is it gives you the ability to recall previous conversations. So it's operated from the client side. So if the client side decides they want to continue the conversation, they will type Y, and then it sends that to the other side, and then it will run through this code. And in this code, it basically just prints and sends each line in the log to the other program. And then afterwards, it resets the file. And then after that, it moves on to the and if you want to actually chat with the program, you say no, and you move on to the main loop. What you do in the main loop is it opens the file for each time you run through. It adds the messages from the client and from the server. And then, it sends messages from the server. The client receives those messages. Then the client waits for those messages, decodes them, prints them, and then it types its own message, and the server accepts them. And then the server prints, does those things, except the server will also record the information in a file. And afterwards, it closes the file so it actually saves. In practice, it looks like this. I have another computer set up here, which has everything set up already. So running from the server side, all I have to do is say name, say justice, and the other one can be, let's call it apples. So now it's listening, and you see, apples connected. So on the other side, let's say no, because we don't have a conversation to continue. And now the chat function starts. So be like, I don't know. And then on the other screen, you can say and it goes back and forth, back and forth. So that's just more or less how this program works. Let's just do 2 more lines. Go to the other computer, type, and the computers can communicate with each other. And then whenever you want, just terminate the program. It should save it in the text file, because it saves it after every run through, or after pretty much every line. So, and then later, if you want to, you just type a Y on your client side, and you can just recall that conversation and type it out, and it will write that conversation out for you